Emma James joins us for Media Watch. Good evening to you.
Hello.
Nicolas Sarkozy getting, well, plenty of coverage in the media in France and beyond, and not just because of his appearance on national television here in France this evening.
No, absolutely not. All day, the defence has been mounted by Nicolas Sarkozy just a day after he was formally placed under investigation on those charges of corruption and illegally funding his presidential campaign in 2007, of course, allegedly using Libyan cash from the Libyan government. Now, this article in the Figaro is entitled "What Nicolas Sarkozy Said to the Judges," and it is quite an enlightening read, but it is, I suppose, what you'd expect. He is denying all of the allegations against him, saying that the accusations are a web of lies that have made his life hell, and he also talks about the fact that he believes he actually lost the re-election in 2012 because of the resurfacing of these allegations over cash coming from Libya. He says there's absolutely no physical evidence against him. He calls into question the testimony of those speaking out against him. Now, Mediapart is the French investigative news website that really has been dogging Nicolas Sarkozy for the last 7 years over this one. They were the first ones to produce any documents relating to it. What they have said is that him being questioned by police is the best birthday present they could have had because they are 10 years old this week. And they also say that without Mediapart, there would have been no Libyan case at all. Some do feel Nicolas Sarkozy is suffering a trial by media. This Twitter user saying that this tweet directed at Mediapart, if you are wrong, then apologies are not going to be enough because the implications and the ramifications of this are so huge. What is interesting to note, though, is the way that French media has such free rein, even though there are legal proceedings underway now. Huffington Post talking about the 11 court cases in which his name has been cited. It's the third time he's been placed under formal investigation. But in the UK and in many other places around the world, this simply couldn't happen. Certainly in Great Britain, you would be held in contempt of court for revealing those kind of information. So it is an interesting time to be a journalist here in France. And of course, tonight, he actually went on French national television, maybe trial by media, but he's using the media to his own ends too. Lots of people tuning in to enjoy this one because it really is playing out like a drama that you would expect to see on the big screen. One of the quotes that a lot of people have homed in on is this one, saying that he never betrayed the trust of the French people. He said he's not above the law, but he's also not underneath it, which is rather a strange turn of phrase.
It is a strange turn of phrase.
Peter Allen, a wonderful correspondent based in Paris, says that his performance was the embodiment of France herself, wounded by Libyan savages and their collaborators, not least of all Mediapart. Embarrassing, he says, and it was a very defensive appearance, as you might expect. This Twitter user, though, saying that he finds it bizarre that Nicolas Sarkozy is under judicial control, which places restrictions on what he can do, and yet he can go on television and tell millions of people whatever he wishes to.
So he's restricted from speaking to some people, but by going on TV, of course, he's speaking to those people anyway.
He's speaking to everybody. Yeah. One last word on this wonderful tweet from a US journalist, writer for the New York Daily News. He said, "Wow, former French president with an ex-model wife arrested for suspected complicity with a foreign power to attain office. Thank goodness it can't happen here." Whatever can he mean?
Now, there's another story that's got the internet fired up. It's the ultimate irony for Brexit Britain and the new passports, or the Back to the Future passports, as it were.
Indeed, yes. The return to the blue passport. And the joke that everybody seems to be making today is Sacré, bleu. Interestingly enough, a phrase that not many French people actually use. This is the cartoon from Christian Adams in the London Evening Standard. Le disunited kingdom of Lesser Britain et un border Irlande. Passport to nowhere. It says, Mon Dieu, maladroit. Maladroit means clumsy. Basically, they have shot themselves in the foot because this passport, which is supposed to be a return to the UK's independence, is going to be made in France.
So Nigel Farage banging on about the blue passport for forever.
As was the Sun newspaper.
Sure.
And they talk about the fact that some people are accusing the Home Office of national humiliation by allowing this to happen. Theresa May back in December said this: the UK passport is an expression of our independence and sovereignty. It's a very, very strange turn of affairs, it has to be said. David Schneider, the comedian, says, perhaps we should choose our own colour. Maroon passport, you can continue to travel freely, work and live across the EU. Blue passport, you can't do any of that but you have a blue passport. I don't know why it's so important to so many people to have a blue passport. But my favourite tweet on this has to be this one from Rob Dickon. Roses are red, passports are blue, a message from France. Merci beaucoup.
Emma James, merci beaucoup to you. Thank you for joining us from Media Watch. Great to see you. Emma James from Media Watch. Kate with the business, thank you too. And most of all, thank you for watching, because without you, it isn't worthwhile. Stay with us. More to come here live from Paris. Blue.